It's week 3 of the NFL, and we're going to look here at Derrick Henry. He was terrific a week ago. Well over 100 yards and several stops in the end zone. It's the Browns and the Falcons, and it's coming up next.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports.
So here come the Browns for their first drive on offense.
They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. Here we go. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Throwing on the first play from scrimmage, here's Burrow.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Ballard. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. And they go play action now. Burrow.
This will go to Henry out wide.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. He's going to get this one out to his fullback.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. The Browns at 2-0 here to begin the season. They come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Burrow looking to pass. He finds his man complete. It's Ballard.
And he is going to have a Browns first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
Here we go, here we go.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. He dumps it off for Henry. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
Here we go.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Intentional grounding. Awesome.
We saw it too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow. He finds his man complete. That's Ballard.
And he's going to get this down near the 25. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And the top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc. They brought in the heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield.
Yeah, the Browns are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
11 MT,
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Derrick Henry. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Browns get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. The point after is good. And it's now a 7-0 game. A 10-play drive that time. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line.
So a long field ahead for the Falcon offense as they head out. And a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Ready?
Now a play fake here on first down. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he'll be corralled well outfield right around the 40-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Ready?
They're going to look to throw.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Mo Alley-Cox. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Dre Greenlaw getting home on that one. Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football.
The Browns drive about to get started. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
Here we go.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
11.
Jet sweep. Here's Watson.
Room here. There he goes, left side. 30, 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Another impressive drive. So they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Point after, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The quick strike ability certainly intact there. 2 plays, 80 yards to score it. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10.
Ready?
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And they'll be stopped right at the 30. On a play that started back at the 15, they pick up 15.
Come on, right. Set.
on first down, he'll drop to throw. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. Finding room at midfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. They'll set up to throw. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game. It has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
On second down, a run with Gibson. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Snap, nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
Well, that's the down and distance coaches always talk about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. Touchdown, Browns! Christian Watson. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. So a sensational return there on special teams, a foot race that he was not going to lose. But now, meanwhile, while that was going on, we've got an injured player on the field. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right? Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 40-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball. 21-0 our score. Back now in Atlanta's second quarter action, the Falcons with the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll drop to throw. Forced out to, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line. And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Browns to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. And as a quarterback, you're always pleased when you can use all the weapons at your disposal. Here he spots his fullback underneath, gets the completion right there for a nice pickup. On second down, here's Henry. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
11.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down. That fits the bill.
Inside handoff, Henry. And some room to run now.
What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. 45 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Here we go.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
So the completion results in 9 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Burrow on 3rd down. Caught on the slant. And the Browns are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Henry trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1.
Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Henry again. But he will not get to the goal line. In fact, he won't get to the line of scrimmage as they push him back to the 2.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Here we go.
Now it's Burrow. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and it is 28-0. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He finds his man complete. It's Summers. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throw right side, caught by Ridley.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Toward the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
Not the 1st and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. And that's complete to Cooks. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8.
Another shot to at least get on the board here. This is 3rd and goal.
Now here's
Here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room. Maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of the team, and they could come out looking real sharp in the second half.
Derrick Henry trots back out there and gets ready to go. And no doubt he's come out of the gate strong. Only in week 3, and you see the numbers thus far.
And we always talk about identity, setting a tone, you know, getting the groundwork laid for the season or for a game. And that's what they've done with the running game so far. It reminds me of when I first went to the University of Tennessee. And believe it or not, I was a quarterback for a day and a half. And the first practice session, the first play we ran was 28 pitch, which is a toss sweep. And I remember the offense coordinator saying, that's our identity. That's our bread and butter. That's the basis of our offense. We got to get that down right here, right now. I think we're seeing some of that in this running game here.
So did you not get that down, and that's why you were moved to the defense, or what?
I don't know for that reason, but I do know I saw a couple of guys throw, and immediately they were saying, you know, you need to learn how to backpedal.
Hey, you turned into a heck of a DB, though, partner. First down. Here's Burrow. He finds his man. Complete. It's Ballard. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The Browns will quickly use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Gotta go. Stop.
To the air again, Burrow. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Browns would extend their lead here just before halftime. Point after, right down the middle. And the rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turned. No break needed. Let's get back to it. Week 3, here we go with quarter 3. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Check right. Blue check.
They'll look to throw here on first down. This is caught. It's Cooks. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Looking to throw. There again is Cooks, complete. He's got some room to operate. Touchdown, Falcons!
Brandon Cooks, a 24-yard touchdown.
And the Falcons get a bit closer. Elliott good on the extra point, and that will cut this lead down to 25. Just a 4-play drive that time, and the Falcons score to cap it off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the third quarter. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they've got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Again, it's Henry. 68 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Henry up the middle. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
Jet sweep. Here's Watson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
And while the guys with the ball are having a whole lot of fun keeping it on the ground, the guys on the opposite side, they are having zero fun. They've been getting pushed around the entire game and haven't found an answer yet to slow down the running game.
Now a handoff to Henry. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Derrick Henry with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns just continue to roll. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. He gets it to Cooks. And some room to maneuver. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Falcons are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Elliott good with a PAT. And that will cut this lead down to 25. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And we spotlight Derrick Henry now. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just got to have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They go play action with Burrow.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josie Jewell. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. And I believe not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Second and 5. This one caught by Ridley. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. They'll look to throw now on first down. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. You got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And he's going to take this down close to a first down at the Browns' 13-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now to this point. They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Touchdown! From 13 yards out. And the Falcons are able to cut into that deficit.
On that third down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Browns set and ready to go on offense. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin first and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
7 yards there and a first down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Browns football, and they've got the lead here as we start quarter number 4. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. Bulldozes past him, and he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
I think the reason that this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's in a full run by the time he gets the football.
Brought down at the 20.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings him to third down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. He finds his man complete. It's Ballard. And he is going to have a Browns first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Again to Henry. Dexter Lawrence that time in on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. It's a gain of 9 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
3rd and 2, now Burrow. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there. With touchdown number 3 in the game and 6 on the year. And the Browns are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. The extra point up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. Take it at about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Falcons ready to take over. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. They'll set up a throw. This goes out wide from Nixon. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Just keeping the play alive. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it. One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
They'll look to throw again.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Mo Alley-Cox. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Check Pete. Smith red.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this one is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Back to throw again. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the first down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. A give running right, Gibson.
It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly. Back to throw here. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Brandon Cook. Second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Falcons get a bit closer.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Browns are able to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Derrick Henry with career touchdown number 162, tying him with LaDainian Tomlinson for 3rd place all time.
Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And the Browns are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Atlanta regains possession of the football. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. He'll drop to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Come on, bang.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. It would have been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football. A first down carry for Henry. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside.
Here we go, here we go.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Derrick Henry. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. So 3rd down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. Burrow looking to pass. He's got it. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team that you're going to have to deal with. And guess what? Behind closed doors, they're trying to figure out ways to get better.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, they just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27.
17. Watch out now. 50 Fury.
They'll set up to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board.
Yeah. You're in the presence of the realest essence. I've been serving lessons since the days of my adolescence. On the Cyrus block, young buck holding the I do it all, not afraid to do it all. Matter of fact, I look back and do it all. I can remember the haters say the game will ruin y'all. What's that to me? Don't give about a hater. Let them like the in my paper.
They call me Big Dog, riding with the hillbilly. Q-Bone staying with the lick. Really became a boss, making you back when I'm gone. Give me, pull your tears back. We put the bang and produce. You got no chance of hanging. They take the tails when you're flipping the quarter. We ain't slowing down, we crashing through the border.
So let the rhythm hit him, just let the rhythm hit him. Cause when you feel it in your soul, let the sound